Hi, welcome to video number 2. This is Dr. Rob Smith, and I'm a performance psychologist and basketball player and coach who, in my first video, went over the mechanics for how to shoot, from the basics, how to shoot a basketball with the one-handed and then the two-handed shot. And in that video, I alluded to the importance of fingertip placement and on the proper grip on the ball. That's very important for a consistent ability to release the ball on the way to the target. You want to have that control over the ball. This video is going to include an exercise where I'm going to cover what I will call the Rechnitz method. Right? It is named after a man named Rechnitz, who contacted me late last year with an email, somebody I didn't know, and he said, "Hey, I've got something for you I'd like to see. I'm doing an exercise on shooting with your fingers that I think you might have an interest in." Well, you know, a little part of me was curious, so I responded to that email, and we got together, and here's this little guy who had no athletic look about him, and he straight up, right up front, told me, "Hey, Rob, guess what? I never played basketball." I'm like, "Huh? Okay." He said, "But that's okay. I've worked with Broadway singers, and I've taught them to perform, and I've never sang. In fact, I'm terrible." So I guess what he understood is the technique and the mechanics behind human movement. So Ron was kind enough to share with me his method in order to teach fingertip dexterity and also fingertip control on shooting. And it's going to be unconventional, just like Ron is. And I should say it's going to be unconventional, just like Ron was. And I say was because, unfortunately, Ron passed away just a couple weeks ago, and so he will not have a chance to see this video. But I just wanted to give a shout out to him and to his family and thank him for sharing this. And I hope you will appreciate what he's shared with me. So I'm passing this on, and it will be in my book, Shooting Out of Your Mind, when it comes out in publication. So to shoot with Ron's method, you are going to use your non-shooting hand like in my first video, but the other hand, your shooting hand, is actually going to start off with one finger at a time. You're going to use your thumb and one finger. And so to do that, you will understand it is super important to place that one finger in the middle of the ball, because if you don't, it's going to be very difficult to make the shot. So you'll be lining up on your knuckles that are closed, but also your thumb will be in the groove if you have the time to do it, and you should. And then you'll have the guiding hand as you go to shoot it. So when you go to release it, you can see how it is. It's different from the 5-fingered shot, right? This is just a 4-finger shot, the thumb and forefinger. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move from that finger to the middle finger, which is the same thing, only I'm not pointing it at you guys. I'm just pointing it at the basket, all right? So we're shooting with just the middle finger. The next shot will, of course, as you work your way down, will be from the ring finger. Again, I can't emphasize this. You work down to your ring finger and your pinky, how important it is to have that one finger in the middle of the ball, because the ball will come flying off. All right, so as you go to release it, the same thing is true. You're pointing that one finger, whatever finger it is, at the target. And then the pinky is by far and away the hardest one that I've had to work with. So you go to release it, and once again, you release it in the basket. And like we did before, we're going to have you start off just 5 feet away from the basket, and then we're going to step back, and we're going to have you go through each finger. Each finger, you need to make every finger from that spot. And then once you make every finger, then we're going to do pairs of fingers. So we're going to do the pointer and the middle finger, and then we're going to adjust the next shots. The next shot you make is from the middle and the ring finger, and then the ring and the pinky finger. And having made all those shots, now we're going to go to 3 fingers. So the first one will be these 3 fingers with your pinky tucked, followed by these 3 fingers with your index finger tucked. All right, so and again, you'll have the guide hand. Is so important to keep the ball in place when you're releasing. Believe me, it's a lot easier with all those fingers than it is with the single finger, but the whole idea is you're going to notice how important it is to have ball placement, to have fingertip placement and ball control as you go to release it. And again, the follow through is critical along with the knees. Everything you learned in the first video still applies, except we're doing something different with the fingers. When you finish all these different combinations, the single fingers, the double fingers, and the triple fingers, then you can move back to the next step. So it would be from 5 feet to 7 feet. And when you do it from there, you then move from 7 feet to 9 feet, 9 feet to 11, 11 to 13, and 13 to 15. So when you make all the shots from all those spots, you've completed the drill. And then you can treat yourself to 10 shots using all fingers. And you'll notice how easy it is compared to all the other shots you've taken. So I wish you the best. This is going to be a novel exercise. I don't think it's anywhere out there. And so you have the benefit of practicing the Rechnitz method. And hopefully it will make you a better shooter along the way. And good luck.